Let's see if we can, we're on.
Yeah.
So, there's this
I have to do this because that way I'll have to rearrange everything, and that would be annoying. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back in the second half. Someone still has the sign at the sheet with all the attributions. Richard, do you still have that? The attribution sheet? Somewhere? I don't have it here, just wondering. Because I wanted to give it to Kim because she read something by somebody else. Or maybe somebody else has it. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. Oh, yeah. Okay, so can you give that to Kim over there? Oh, there we go. All right, so we're going to be at the second half going. Let me find out who's coming up first.
I think I know, but I don't want to say it wrong or incorrectly. Whoa. Watch out for those chords, Dan. All right, let's see. Who's coming up first? Kevin. Kevin. That's you? Okay, come on up, Kevin. Let's see if that's the right height for you. And then I'll adjust this. Oh, yeah, I got to go up.
First time?
Yeah. Oh, you're the first time? Whoa! Whoa! First time, ladies and gentlemen! Come on, let's go! Woo-hoo! This is Kevin Dublin. First time. And that was not as much of a roaring applause as I would hope to have them have for you. You were supposed to do it a little bit better than that. There we go. Woo! Hey. All right, now we're talking.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I'll just share two poems. This one is called "Dating You Would Be a Full-Time Job with Little Security and Subpar Benefits."
Oh, the optimistic view.
Yet sometimes we end up in situations that involve genitals, usually lasting the quiet blue hour before dew catches light. You chatter cheeky promises post-coitus to piss me off, like you'll always come first, to keep me awake, so I admire your back, smooth like the taupe face of a child dozing with an open mouth against window pane. You sleep rhyme words that don't rhyme, voice twist vase to sound like trust me. Infatuation lets you believe there's just waiting. Like the dark of sleep, what we need just happens, only heavier. Dreams teach carousels are the best place for orgasms, with zebra smiles full of teeth lit by the glowworm moon. And another. It's called "Growing Up Sheltered." Saturday morning at the Cuzzo. I remember us having so much fun you took a dump behind an oak tree because you didn't want to walk home. It was fall. You described the leaves' cold scratch as if it was trying to pick thick pudding from a tight space, spoon brittling away between fingertips from the weight. For several days we watched the white ritual of it hard and let scavengers pick at it like cruel punishment for knowing we put it there. 6 months after you invited me to my first cipher, an impromptu group of hoodies and windbreakers leaning against gymnasium walls like living graffiti. See, there was this one guy, green eyes, he was twice the size of the next cat, had a mustache, not peach fuzz, but the real kind you couldn't cut with bare clippers. He was the type of light skin you wouldn't call an African booty scratcher because it was too improbable. And his balls reflected him too. Hey yo, like Bishop from Jew shooting the ledge, so I'm fucking with you. Crazy dogs can't gather, they can rap, here's 5 bullets for you. But blah, 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 blah. Take that. Hey son, pass me his shoes. And the crowd, ooh, like they'd heard hit him up for the first time as he walked the line, literally stomping the aluminum of each lyricist's pride. It got to the point that nobody had anything to offer him, so he twisted his snap cap back forward, and we all wafted in its silence. Till my cousin spit bars at me, stuff about how I peed the bed piss bucket next to mattress so I never missed. Most of it wasn't true. But I was about to not be 10 and I knew what he was doing. High school cliplessness was not cool, and these guys were green eyes, his irises whitening with each bar stymied and front of me. And I knew I should take it. These cats didn't even know my name. I could only rap along to tapes, had no rep. I went to a different school. Plus, they had never seen me nearly naked or palmed a conversation that may have changed my life. You want to end up like the brothers down at Peabody's house school? That was it, but still I kept crack kills closer than the cereal bowl on Saturday morning during Dragon Ball Z, usually next to you, when here you were transitioning from youth static glider high. It was shocking. I mean, when you said the line about my dead mama, I wanted to cry. Throat kick you against the pavement and cry, this wasn't the last Saturday. If there was an entire country between us, it would mean nothing. Your opinion like glitter, impossible to get rid of, except it was useful. This wasn't the last Saturday. We'd embrace each other after each child was born, miss each other the way the sun miss rain and pleads to the sun, the clouds miss rain and plead to the sun evaporate. I'd eulogize you when you die, break a pact, tell an entire congregation about the time you dropped the deuce behind an oak tree. The first acknowledgement of it ever between my lips. Instead, I mentioned it in a terrible rap that barely rhymed, and 9 dudes who meant nothing to me, but were everything to you.
Yep.
Wow. Thank you, Kevin. That's a voice. I love that. Thank you. Welcome. If you haven't been welcome, welcome again. All right. Now we have.
And he's a local too, so.
He's a local, so it's not such a long travel to get here on a Wednesday night. Every Wednesday we're here cutting it up. And I'm usually not that rude, just in case you want to. Mr. Greg Pond is next. Really kindly come forward. Then we got Jesse, Garrett, Yasmin, Zane, and Marv. A clincher closes super duper below, as I like to call it. And then all these prizes, which shall be distributedly.
I always get the tough acts to follow, huh?
Well, you're a tough act to follow, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
I've had to follow you sometimes and been embarrassed and put my legs under my head or something. I don't know where that came from. I just.
He's your elder brother.
That's true.
He's your elder.
This one is entitled Shelter. Letters lost in the snow, few places left to go for shelter. From late night storms, struggling to stay warm. On their own in the pre-dawn frost, they wander blindfolded, stumbling without structure or original thought of their own. They huddle up cold, so I keep them close. Protect, screen, and guide them through dreams. House, feed, and keep them mostly clean, but leave them free to roam. These vagrant verses, vagabond verbs, transient sentences, homeless words, seeking shelter in any way, just to make it to the safety of a poem. And these two I've shared before, but I think they're timely. Time is running out.
Friday.
Okay.
Tick, tick, tick.
Time is running out. Every tick of the clock is another second lost, with so much left to prove. I'm not sure where we're going from here, or if we even know what to do. Will we ever come together to move our agenda? Do we throw our hands up to the man and simply surrender? Or should we retrace every step our ancestors had to take to get from January to December? Time drips like a leaky faucet. Every drop, another trickle, another quarter, dime, or nickel, trying to tie together the loose ends of things we no longer remember when. We seem to have forgotten the lessons from elders back then. They held us strong and tender before we got displaced. It's never going to get much better if we don't take the time to get our shit together. And we don't have forever, not a moment left for doubt. The hour is getting late. Our time is running out. And one more that I didn't write. I mean, I wrote it a while ago, but it has the secret word.
Oh.
Secret word.
This is entitled War at Home. The people at home don't care anymore. The people at home forgot there's a war, where some people fight, where hate blocks the light, where broken children bleed and greed's the only goal. The people at home pretend they don't know what the people at war have been fighting for. And those who hide behind the door are the privileged ones, not the poor. While greed trumps the need to protect our collective souls from the horrors of war abroad and the horrors of war at home.
Right. That's great, Con. You can tell by the voice. So Jesse. There we go. Give him is this your new time, first time here?
Second time.
Oh, second. Okay. Give him a round of applause. The second time he's come back. He can't escape it. He's here. Thank you, Jesse.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah, it's my second time here. Today I got a ride.
Ah.
Out of the rain. Shout out to Mikhail over there.
Ah, thank you.
Alright, so this first poem I'm going to read
Oh, really get closer to the mic just so people
is
can.
about love.
All right.
I had a friend once tell me, don't write about love. If you're a young poet, if you're starting out, don't do it. So I wrote about love.
That's the way.
Somewhere I want to be. I want to be in your heart, snuggled up, curled into a ball, inside your heart, so that everywhere you go, I will be there with you. I want to be in your brain and in thought, so that you always remember the memories I have with you. You see, memories are fading, until they disappear like ice cubes in a glass of water. I want to prove to you that my love, it conquers all. That all the pain and suffering in your life will burn away like a fire. Love is a soul. Love is knowing you. Beyond gender, beyond race, beyond color. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. The other, passion, is like a donut, ready to eat anytime, sweet, but no nutrients. But I love you, you see, because I know your story. I love you because I feel your pain. I love you because I understand the way you think. Somewhere I want to be is just with you, anywhere. Doing anything, just with you. My dearest cherry tree. My dearest cherry tree, with cherries so red as my Chicano blood. Every day my cousin and I would pick and fill up a plastic bag. The sweet nectar would drip from our lips. By the time we were done, our saliva could give you diabetes. My dearest cherry tree was a giving tree. My dearest cherry tree was actually my grandpa's tree. Sold to my tia, along with a 4-bedroom house in the front. It was a Saturday where I could play and learn the secrets of chococort, the fruit, these cherries, were red like love, but black like old gum on the sidewalk. My Tia's cherry tree once got angry at us. My cousin and I were climbing on it, and it pushed her off. She fell and broke her hand. Poor girl, pobrecita. She had a cast on, and after that we didn't eat any more cherries. But eventually I did. I would eat cherries until I would hear my mom yell at me, "Vas a tener choro. You're gonna get diarrhea." But I wouldn't listen. I would keep eating cherries and cherries because I knew that my Tia's cherry tree, it was a giving tree. Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. So you come back sometime and do more. Write whatever you want to write about. Don't listen to those other people.
Okay.
All right? Because, you know, you only get better. You only get everybody. I
All
love
you
it.
younger people, eventually the elders will pass.
Yeah, I'll
And
pass.
If you're interested
But
in anybody who might want to take over his job, because he has been asking people to start maybe training for it.
Training.
Not trying to put it on you.
Don't
But if
do
you
this
know
at home.
somebody out there.
We are professionals. All right, so we have a wonderful poet coming up next. We have many wonderful poets tonight, but I always like saying this about this guy. He's just has a sense of humor. He gets right in there, jiggles the funny bone, and makes you think at the same time. And then he's also serious. Garrett Murphy, would you kindly come forward, please? Give him a nice round. Greg, can you raise that up for him? Ah, thank you. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Perfect. Perfecto mundo.
Promised to push Windrip in the name of Homeland Security. Fascism is here. It shouldn't have been any surprise at all. After all, it was approaching our land even more surely than the Medfly, Y2K, or African killer bees, and is ultimately far more deadly. Fascism has arrived. There are those who crow that it makes no difference and that we are all in the same boat and we better get used to sacrifice, yet they themselves are the last to have to make such sacrifices. Would they be so nonchalant were they to be the ones thrown on the front lines as so much target practice? Too obvious a question to answer for would-be armchair generals. Fascism has come, and with all due respect to Sinclair Lewis, it can happen here and it has happened here with all this Homeland Security. Miss Civil Libertine was recently run dead by a plane of security, while too many of us say let it happen for we need to wake up. Little do they know that some might end up so they never wake up, or find they're not watching only a movie starring the Donald Trump as Berzelius Buzz Windrip. They'll instead soon find this is no wives' tale either, but all too real for many to survive. It can happen here. It is happening here. And about to happen more, for fascism is here. A jewel for a punch. This is Hugh Briggs of the Medley News. We have breaking news tonight. Breaking news. Authorities have reported that after a year-long manhunt, they have finally apprehended the serial murderer of Mr. Punch due to eerie similarities between his actions and those of the Punch character in the centuries-old puppet show Punch and Judy. There are, however, a few differences noted by witnesses, the most notable of which being that instead of the stick known as slapstick, this Punch doppelganger uses a flagpole complete with Old Glory herself, the kind with an eagle on top with which he impales his victims, all of whom also bear a striking resemblance to various other characters in the show, even in some cases those long done out of fashion. All that is, except the first whom authorities have been at a loss to identify, though curiously, there appear to be two Judys among the victims. Our roving reporter Camden Smarmy is live right now with the SWAT and Homeland Security team, who are proudly displaying the heavily shackled as Mr. Punch. Camden? Yes, Hugh, we are right here with members of SWAT and Homeland Security bringing up the heavily shackled Punch impersonator so we can get a statement from him. Now, you imposter. Hold it, Charlie. We have a bulletin coming in. Authorities have finally identified a bogus Punch's first victim. He happens to be the original Mr. Punch. That is a shock to Hugh, but then who is this? Wait, they're just taking off his mask, and no, it's Donald Trump. But of course it's me. Who else could have taken out that grinning, ugly, un-American foreign twerp with a hook nose, silly hat, and thorny pogo stick but me? Now, if you'll excuse me, watch out, he's somehow broken free of his bonds and he's gotten hold of his flagpole. I'm going to show you all the way to really do it. Camden? SWAT team? Homeland Security? We've just lost our signal. Dear viewers, I promise we'll keep trying to get back to Camden if at all possible. Wait, this coming in. They're identifying the rest of the victims. The first Judy has been identified as Rosie O'Donnell. The baby was Marco Rubio. This constable was Reince Priebus, chair of the Republican Party. The crocodile's Chris Christie. Pretty Polly was Carly Fiorina. Joey the clown was Rand Paul. Toby the dog was Bobby Jindal. The lawyer is Lindsey Graham. The ghost was Rick Santorum. The second Judy has been identified as Megan Kelly. Mr. Scaramouche was Jeb Bush. Jim Crow the black man was Ben Carson. The doctor was John Kasich. The skeleton was George Pataki. Jack Ketchum-Hangman was Mike Ugly. And the devil was Ted Cruz. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hugh Chris, warning all to remain worried at all times, for it appears there is a new Mr. Punch on the loose. If we do somehow hear from Camden's Army or the SWAT team or Homeland Security, we'll let you know. But in the meantime, watch out, please.
Garrett Murphy. Thank you. And now we have our special prose specialist, Yasmin. Give her a nice round. As she comes up here, we have to do it. Yasmin, give her a nice round.
You know, Jasmine, I even pressed my Levi's that night you were going to be here.
I know, I am so sorry. I
I
apologize
Yeah,
profusely.
'cause I don't do that often.
I'll make it up to you. I think
Ooh,
it
there we
personally. So sorry about that. I wasn't here. It was an emergency.
That's okay.
Believe me, I wanted to
I'm just
read
kidding.
worse than.
No, I didn't.
You mean you didn't come?
No, I was here.
Anyway, my brother-in-law just published this book, which has just won a very major literary award in India, and it's about Jinnah. Jinnah was the one who partitioned our subcontinent and created, I want to say, the horrible country of Pakistan. I won't say that, but he's the one that led to Gandhi being so broken-hearted, because Gandhi never wanted this country to be divided. Jinnah was a pork eater. He was a Muslim guy that ate pork, womanized, drank, did everything, and then became extremely religious and whatever. So the book is dedicated to my mother, which I'm very proud of. And he got the Pulitzer. He got this award from the Pulitzer Prize winner from, oh God, I can't remember, the American woman, recent. So he's quite proud of it. I think it's a lousy book, but he'll never let me say that. I don't think he knows how to write fiction. He's a great historian, but characters are totally flat. He gets mad at me, he tells me, you must read my book. So that's okay. This book is dedicated to my mother-in-law, Umrao Beg, 1915 to 1981, who was expelled from a convent school for wearing khadi. Khadi is the homespun cloth that Gandhi taught everybody to use when we boycotted the British goods. And singing Bande Mataram, that's the Gandhian song. She went on to study medicine at Grant Medical College and set up a hospital named after Lokmanya Tilak in the part of Bombay then inhabited by mill workers. So she was a pretty charitable woman. She left me out of a will because I married a married man. That's supposed to be a joke.
Okay.
So I'll just read you an extract and I'll read the historical part. Bombay erupted the next day. Thousands of people poured into the streets shouting slogans against the British, carrying placards of Bande Mataram, Tilak Zindabad, Swaraj is my birthright, Swaraj is freedom. Shop owners brought down their shutters, students boycotted classes, coolies refused to carry British goods, dhobies refused to wash British clothes, workers in factory after factory went on strike. The government reacted the only way it knew. It banned gatherings. When people gathered, nevertheless, it ordered them to disperse. When they did not disperse, it let loose water hoses on them, lathi charged them, ran mounted police through them, fired them. Many people lost their lives. Many more were wounded. Hundreds were arrested. The ringleaders were sentenced to rigorous imprisonment on long exile. I thought this was appropriate because of Martin Luther King's birthday. Martin Luther King was a big follower of Gandhi, everybody knows that. Through all the turmoil, there was not a single communal riot in Bombay. You know, India is one of the few countries that got its freedom without a single occurrence, no violence. I mean, just no gunshots or whatever. I mean, there were lots, but it was a peaceful independence. True, the people of Bombay were never quick to riot. Fighting wrong, real or imagined, had little pleasure for them. Making money was more important to them. But they did make an exception for the sake of God every now and then. Sometimes over trivial things such as the route of religious procession or the noise that worshippers of the wrong faith made, or events that occurred centuries back. And what was happening in Bengal was no trivial thing. Mohammedans, Muslims, persuaded by the British into believing that their interests were opposed to those of the Hindus, were tearing themselves apart from them, as well as from the struggle against the British. And Hindus, bewildered by the turn of events, were lashing out against the British, as well as against the Mohammedans. Yet Bombay did not have a single Hindu-Muslim riot. Rihanna was sure that it was because of Jinnah. He was not just the best-known Mohammedan man in public life, but also one of the most important Congress leaders in Bombay, which meant in the whole of India. Bombay was the undeclared headquarters of the Congress. It was also the gateway to India, where East met West, and most cosmopolitan cities of the empire, the premier industrial and commercial city of India, and the city with the largest and fastest growing number of educated people in the country, people who read newspapers. And there was not a reader of any newspaper in the whole of Bombay, in fact the whole of India, who did not know who Jinnah was and what he stood for. Everybody knew that he was fighting tooth and nail the devious British design to divide and rule India. And it's interesting that a man who fought against the divide and rule policy went on to divide and rule, you know, with Pakistan and India. So thank you. I just wanted to
Thank you. Nicely done. All right. That brings us to our mini feature of the evening, Zane, and then we got Mark Pittman as the closer. Zane, where are you? Oh, thank you so much. Oh, there he is. Thank you so much. Give him a round of applause. He reads a little longer than most open mic slots, and then we have our closer, then the prizes, and everything else under the sun, as we like to say, before too long.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Zane.
Thank you for having me. I'm nervous as shit for some reason. I don't really know why. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Art is really important. Thank you guys for sharing your truth and whatnot. Yeah, so I don't know if I've talked about it here before, but I run a press, like basically like a printing press. We mainly do like zines, and we also do poetry chapbooks, funeral brochures, basically anything that you would want to do in print form. And yeah, if you want to get your art out in print form, like come talk to me, because that's like really important, and like communicating your thoughts and making them tangible is super, super important. So
and he'll remind you to put a table of contents. Just segue there back.
Yeah, no, I got some poems in print form that it's like, it's my shit. If you like anything and you want to look at it, or if you want to get it, or like, I don't know, just take it. It'll be cool. Yeah, I don't have a table of contents, but I got some poems for it, so yeah. Yeah, and if you get bummed out or something, just smile. Yeah. car crashed in my throat, I swallow. Because I've got blank canvas in front of me and I am all out of paint, spitting up what's inside so there is less inside. I want it all out before I forget how to swallow. And I lay hospital bed with tubes and beepers and family members pretending to do something right by being there, staring blankly to ceiling. No flashing life before me, just dull ache. I got a check in the mail. Payment for grief. My friends wonder how I am paying my bills. I don't answer. I go back home, sit on deck outside of my room, rotted. I am on the second story, see black butterfly. I call this butterfly my Aunt Linda because she no longer has human body, and I have to believe that consciousness extends past body. There has to be some incentive past friendship, fucking, sunshine, interactions, drugs, jobs, skateboarding, trees, colors. There's got to be something other than a cliff at the finish line. There's got to be a fall that lasts forever, or at least long enough to lose concept of all of this weight. I want a day without gravity. Go outside into frozen tundra, desert, barefoot, cactus, toenails with scalpel. Mistakes for bandages, the blood is swelling all down my forearms. It's fine though, because somewhere in some religion, someone parts a Red Sea, and I'm a prophet in training. It's delusion and freezing, and no one I know really knows how to keep that stuff inside of them anyway. I take off my t-shirt, apply pressure, close my eyes, breathe, think of playground swings. You've been to this part of empty before, I'm sure, and if not, it smells like campfire. Oh, how tragic, my legs still work. I've got that escape route, no need to complain. I've got a way to leave by plane ticket, just to make it across whole ocean to see if girl will talk to me. Then remember, I saw a different one yesterday and rip up ticket. Not enough people are laughing. The wind is singing again. I've been driving on freeway in the rain and wondering how lovely it would be to be flipping through the air. That moment must be like taking a piss after you've been holding it for a really long time. Being inside all of that metal, it must feel so safe. Back into empty, I stare into vanishing point, hiding under light that was probably there to die. My firstborn child died. I had a vasectomy, but there she was crawling out under the legs of trees. I don't remember conception, but still hear voices where I shouldn't, pretending I know how to save me. Learning how to get older and laugh at the old man with a cane that I will become, that I occasionally blow smoke into the face of on accident. It's not that serious, and I will be dead before I walk with a cane. Love me. I could be listening to the same song and rolling the same cigarette for the rest of this time spent in this body, in this room, on this speck, floating so marvelously at a speed we can only try to emulate with bodies. Someone invented the wheel for a reason. Someone threw rock against rock long enough so that we could cup the flame in our palms, swim sterile through rivers made singularly out of sacrifice and molecules, ever bustling, ever moving. I'm sitting on a lawn chair now, in the middle of a field, and the martyrs are strolling knee-deep in grass, cliffside with a skip in their step. They are smiling. No one is telling them to jump, but the water carries them much better than oxygen ever did, and the moment of fall must be like womb. So they take one step past solid, constant. The world is spinning, they tell me, and I am made from dust of rib, of dust, of bite, of apple, of frayed pages and lifeless paintings. People still paint desks with fruit on them for some fucking reason, and I am still from nothing less than scratched lottery tickets. What's your lucky number? A nickel worth a dime, and a spinal cord dripping envy and crimson, all the same, all the same. It's sunny tonight and I have so many friends. Drowning isn't pretty, but it's productive depending on what your goals are. So many unfinished self-portraits, I feel like throwing up or giving up or turning these veins to highways or train tracks or rocks under cliffs, you know, by the ocean. Windshield wipers. Windshield wipers. Lost in something I don't understand. It's fine, I can see fine. I'll turn off the windshield wipers now. But it's raining. It's still raining. I don't want these windshield wipers. It takes too much energy, These windshield wipers are annoying. It feels like pills down my throat again once a night. It feels like Mondays stacked upon Mondays until no one knows what to do with all of the trash, but it's raining. It's raining, and you need to see to drive, Zane. Someone hide his glasses, and I'm human, chest feel like abyss, but that doesn't even make sense because someone can push through the whole of me so easily. I'm a sucker for windshield wipers and strangers' ceilings who want to kiss me. I am human, dependent on nicotine and the breath of my coffee drip, chasing masochism like it was the last sensation I would ever experience, and I like to feel. Because numb is too goddamn friendly, and the yellow smile's so ugly, and I'm wrapped up in dollar bills left on doorsteps. No one wants to look after me anymore, so I agree too. And I go back to babble in question marks, laughing at the sidewalks because something grows from the cracks, and it makes me feel better about being so scotch tape. The light has something to shine through now, and I'm talking to myself. But so is the sky, and all I have ever tried to do is be alive for you, and now Pinky Promise is 2 years old. And you're on the other side of the country going to doctor visits, and I'm putting mine off, but I'm smiling. I'm smiling because windshield wipers are off. I'm smiling, I'm here, and you've got something to live for, you tell me, and that's a lot of fucking pressure. But it's fine. It's fine, I can see fine. This body is just a body, and I've got a ceiling, and the crows might miss me if I don't come back to the lake. Thank you.
Wow. That's Zane, ladies and gentlemen. Tell them more.
This is poems. If you wanna just like look at it, if you wanna give me a couple bucks for it, that'd be cool. If you wanna talk to me about putting your art out into the world, let me know. So thank you.
See him after he has the info. Thank you, Zane. All right. Now, for this?
Yeah.
Okay. He's donating this to the Door Prize collection here, so you'll have a chance to see that. Mark Pittman. Mark Pittman. Let's go. The clincher closer, super duper bulldozer, the man who will not be gainsaid this evening before your very eyes.
Okay, that's a lot to live up to, and so was that last act. Good job, Sam.
Yeah, well.
All right. Thank you all for coming tonight. It was a great show, but I have other things I'd like to bestow. On December 20th, 2016, I was feeling alone and not quite like me. At 26 years old, I was living in strife. I decided to take an attempt on my life. I jumped into the bay off one of the piers. I took one last look around. The coast was clear. It's freezing, my last thoughts were teasing. I made a lethal decision with terrible reasoning. With all my energy that I had left, I swam to the top, and with my last breath, "Help, help, help," I sang out, and from there a number of faceless angels all came about. They joined in my hymn, "Help, help, help, help him." The current took my phone, and it took my sweats, but thank God the damn thing didn't take my last breaths. The firefighters came and lifted me out of the water. A story for sons, not much for daughters. So thank you, faceless angels. Thank you, firefighters. Thank you to the listeners, but most of all, thank you to the writers. Thanks to my love, I can never escape her. She'll always exist, as long as there's paper.
Yeah. Nicely done. That's Mark Pittman. I'd like to say, and just in response to that, you can, if you can't say it here, where can you say it? You know, you feel free to say what you need to say, because what else, what are we here for? And is there anybody else that didn't have a chance to read, that I didn't see, that I didn't know, that someone said, oh, I want to read, but you haven't said yes yet? Okay, just checking. So we have come to the most exciting part of the evening here, where when you signed up to the open mic, you'll notice there were numbers by your name. And this kind gentleman here is shuffling these cards with numbers on them, so that these fine prizes shall be distributed this very moment in history before I look at myself. I'll get back to me on that. So, just to go over the prizes, 2, count them, notebooks. They were given to me for free, but I don't want them. I have too many of these already. And they're bigger, and they're already filled up. Carrying over, Carolyn Kaiser, nice collection. Poetry from May 2015, after the change. And from 2014, also after the change. And this from Zane. Zane, you're going to sign this, yes? So when someone picks it, you'll sign it because it's yours, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So he'll sign that for you. Haunting Women. Nice short stories, a couple of chillers in there. Green Apple Books, $10. If you use this to buy used book, it's about $8.50 if you get new books. And then there's the Choosing Next Week theme, having the last word as Mark just did, the keynote, as the Sanderell did back over there. And then the mini feature like Zane just did in the second half. So now we need a drum roll, please. Thank you. Sequoia, Christian. Is he still here? Oh, dang, dadgummit! Oh,
Good chance now.
yeah, well, there's more. Anyway, never mind. Kevin Dublin, are you here? Kevin Dublin. So any one of these fine things are yours. It's your choice, and whichever one you want is yours.
So indecisive.
So I know it's hard, but you know. Yeah, if you want to come back, there's a mini feature or the keynote. You got this. If you like his stuff, then maybe you got some. Whatever your preference is. He's going to sign that. All right, so thank you. Richard the Sanderell.
Well, you know, I don't need another book.
Okay.
Right now.
So what about a theme?
I read everything I keynote, of course.
Jeez Louise.
Well,
okay, no, I love it because, you know. How do you spell your name? Kimberly Kim. See, in case you want a book, there's at least one book here.
In case I want to pick my own book.
Yes.
The random thing is better.
Yes, all right. She goes for Haunting Women, One Wonders. Jack Melander, come on forward, please. We enjoyed you, and now you enjoy us enjoying you, enjoying us enjoying you. Enjoyment. Carolyn Kaiser goes, thank you. And Garrett Murphy, please. Garrett Murphy, in the house. Oh, my time is almost up. Clock on the clubhouse wall says. The notebook goes. Buford. Did he go?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Owen Dunkel. Here you go, wild poetry. Notebook goes. There we go. James Downs. I said that right? Yeah, I did. So any of these things are left. You got poetry, a book, or any of those. There you go. He goes to that book. I love that. Didn't that, but Greg Pond. Huh? Okay, he passes. You know, Karen Melanda Magoon.
Oh, you took the haunted limit.
I know. But it's not. It's my mom's biography. Biography. So poetry, or see if you don't want to, you can do the theme, next week's theme. These mean you have to come back, and these. Yeah, it'd be the 25th.
I think we need a picture, but I'm not sure. Shall I take it and let you?